Dreaming as a concept is weird. Like, the idea of forming flight movies in your head overnight is just confusing, right? Hi everyone, welcome back to What Keeps Me Up at Night, and today we're tackling dreams. What are they, why do they happen, and how do they happen? This time on Tectonicae. There are multiple explanations to why we humans dream. Any of them could be true as well. For example, one explanation is that the brain represents the unconscious desires of the person. Another is that you experience a different reality of yourself. And in some cases, people say that your brain is giving visions of the future. But let's start at the beginning. What are dreams? Dreams are a mental experience that occurs in something called REM sleep. This is a state of sleep that stands for rapid eye movement, where the name comes from when your eyes move behind your eyelids whilst dreaming. It is the stage of sleep where the dreams end up happening. Interestingly enough, during this stage, your brain activity actually looks very close to your brain activity when you're awake. I don't know, I'm a psychology student, so at least it's interesting towards me. Anyway, so that loosely explains what dreams are. Mental experiences. How do they happen? Why do we dream? Well, how they happen begins in your brain's limbic system, which is here. When you sleep, your brainstem usually shuts off, preventing you from acting those dreams out in person, while your amygdala, the emotion part of your brain, and the hippocampus, the memory part of your brain, begin to work. This is also the case for your nervous system. Your body doesn't go completely limp during sleep. I had a dream where I got shot in the leg and felt the pain only to realize I got a cramp in my leg. Instead, the body goes through rematonia, where your muscles are mostly paralyzed, so you can still twitch, talk, or in my case, get shot in the dream world. While this happens, the frontal lobe, which is the logical part of your brain, will shut off, which explains why dreams can be so weird and bizarre, but also seem normal when they happen. Now, as to why they happen, there are theories, a lot of them actually, so I'll go through a few of them, but not all. A psychologist named Freud says that dreams are wish fulfillments. Your hidden desires, especially ones you repress, sneak out when you sleep. So basically like this.
Chocolate cake, Game Boy, and me.
Activation synthesis theory says that your brain is just firing randomly, and your mind tries to make a story out of the chaos. For example, I had a dream where an ogre was living in my back garden of my old childhood home, and it looked like it was claymation. Anyway, Carl Jung claims that dreams are symbolic. They reveal truths about your unconscious mind using archetypes and metaphors. There's a whole book he wrote called The Swimmer that is all about these archetypes. Memory consolidation theory says that your dreaming helps process your day, to lock in memories, and even help you learn. Threat simulation theory states that dreams are mental rehearsals, your brain running through the worst case scenario so you're ready for them when you're awake. Like, what if the roof you live in just collapsed right now? You just broke, pile of rocks, just trying to crush you. What do? Can you picture it? I know I can right now. The cracks forming, the moisture making it slip. All it needs, that little push. Just that little push. Anyway, alternate reality theory suggests what if dreams aren't just random amalgamations of the brain's memories, but instead are glimpses of parallel worlds or alternate realities. Some believe our consciousness slips into other versions of reality, watching what might have been or could be. Then, precognitive or future-seeing dreams is that throughout history, countless people have claimed to dream about events before they even happen, a kind of psychic warning system. Science hasn't proven this yet, mostly because it goes against everything we know about the human brain, but some argue dreams tap into a deeper level of time and information. In other words, déjà vu. It means already seen. Seriously, look it up. And this is a point of life where you believe that you have already witnessed a new memory. For example, I had a dream about staying up at night writing ideas for a story I'm currently making, and this exact thing ended up happening years later. So to answer the big question, why do we dream? Well, scientists think dreams serve many different important purposes, even though no single theory has all the answers. For example, future-seeing dreams completely defy how we establish the brain works. Carl Jung's theory doesn't explain the randomness if it's all just metaphors, and so on. Some people say dreams help our brains process emotions and memories, while others believe dreams prepare us for real-life challenges. Dreams might even be a playground for creativity, problem-solving, self-reflection, a chance for our minds to work things out when we're not awake. Dreams might not predict the future, but they can all tell us about ourselves. Our fears, our guilt, our hopes, that reoccurring dream of being chased. Maybe you're just running from a decision. The flying dream? A carving of freedom. Some dreams may just be mentally static, but others leave an impression. Like a story you didn't write but somehow remember living. Okay, but I hear you typing. Then why do we forget dreams, you know? Seems like a lot of work for the brain to do, only for us to immediately forget it after we wake up. Well, in truth, our brains aren't exactly built like that. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that is responsible for logic and memory, is mostly offline during REM sleep. So it's like trying to save files when the hard drive isn't even running. It's impossible. Even if you do form a memory of the dream, it fades faster than a solid future. But why? Because dreams don't follow normal story structure or logic. They're harder for the brain to tag as meaningful. If you want to train your brain to remembering, then people recommend a dream journal. That's right, the one plot device from Shark Boy and Lava Girl is actually based on real science. So in the end, when in REM sleep, your brain runs simulations, writes stories you won't even remember, and maybe, just maybe, you can see the future. But I'm being deadly serious, we might have had the power all along, guys. We won't know until we try. But hey, that's just a theory. A brain theory! Thanks for watching. And if you're watching this late at night, before you go to sleep, Freddy Krueger, Freddy Krueger, Freddy Krueger, Freddy Krueger, Freddy Krueger, Freddy Krueger.